Am I the only one that didn't know Africa and the Philippines are shaking up global politics? The Philippine flag snaps above a fleet that no one expected, a symbol of resilience and newfound strength. 20 modern warships from Africa are en route to the Philippines, catching the world's attention. Their target? China. The implications are profound. Images show African and Filipino sailors united on modern warships, a new alliance forged at sea. For years, the Philippines stood alone against China's pressure. The world offered words, but little else until now. President Marcos Jr. calls it a historic partnership that will reshape the region. Warships flying both Philippine and African flags dominate every screen. This is more than a military transfer. It's a political earthquake. The world holds its breath, waiting to see what happens next. Shockwaves ripple through the United Nations as diplomats scramble to understand the magnitude of what's unfolding. The world's attention is fixed on an alliance no one saw coming, and the corridors of power are buzzing with disbelief. Why would Africa risk so much for the Philippines? On the surface, it seems reckless, but beneath the headlines, deeper motivations are at play, ones that go beyond simple alliances or economic interest. Challenging China, a major African partner, seems dangerous, but sometimes the need to assert independence outweighs the risks. Africa is signaling it won't be defined by old dependencies. The commitment is real. 20 warships already on their way. This is a message. Africa is ready to shape its own destiny. In an age of constant surveillance, the secrecy is astonishing. Intelligence agencies worldwide are scrambling to catch up. Africa and the Philippines are clear. The time for talk is over. Their unity is a declaration. They will not be sidelined in global affairs. The global order is being rewritten, and the world holds its breath as a new chapter begins. To truly understand this alliance, we must look back through the lens of history, tracing the roots of connection that stretch across continents and centuries. Both Africa and the Philippines bear deep scars left by colonialism, centuries marked by exploitation, oppression, and a relentless struggle for freedom. The echoes of foreign rule still linger in their landscapes and in the memories of their people, shaping national identities and fueling a shared longing for true independence. This shared past forges a powerful bond, a sense of kinship born from the fight of the small against the mighty. It's a story of resilience where nations once considered powerless now stand tall, united by the lessons of their histories. When African leaders witness the Philippines resisting China's advances, they see a reflection of their own struggles, an underdog refusing to bow to a larger force, determined to protect its sovereignty and dignity. China's recent actions, harassing fishing boats, asserting sweeping territorial claims and flexing military muscle, echo the old imperial playbook that once threatened both Africa and the Philippines. The tactics may have changed, but the intent to dominate remains familiar. This alliance is more than just a matter of military strategy. It's a bold statement to the world. Together, these nations declare that the age of empires is over and that the era of solidarity and mutual respect has begun. The gift of warships is more than a gesture of support. It is a declaration of unity and shared purpose, a tangible symbol of standing shoulder to shoulder in the face of adversity. Africa tells the Philippines, "We see you. Your fight is our fight." In every handshake and every shared flag, there is a message of hope and determination. This is a connection of the heart, forged in the fires of history and strengthened by the sacrifices of those who came before. It is a living legacy, passed from one generation to the next. It's a promise to stand together against overwhelming odds, to weather every storm as allies, and to never let the lessons of the past be forgotten. The spirit of anti-colonialism lives on, inspiring new generations to defend their freedom and to build a future where no nation stands alone. This move is also a masterstroke of global strategy. Africa is tired of being seen as a problem, not a partner. By intervening in the South China Sea, Africa declares itself a major player. This is Africa charting its own course, not following Washington or Beijing. Supporting the Philippines, a smaller democracy, gives Africa the moral high ground. The narrative is powerful. Africa stands for international law and sovereign rights. The world must now respect Africa's voice. The 20 warships are more than hardware. They're Africa's calling card. The continent demands a seat at the global table. the world is forced to listen. These warships are more than military assets. They're symbols of defiance. Each hull carries a message to Beijing. The Philippines is not alone. The fleet is modern, capable, and multinational. Their true power lies in their flags. An attack on one is an attack on all. For the Philippines, the arrival is a moment of pride and hope. Years of facing China alone are over. Now, they have powerful friends. The ships reclaim security and dignity for the nation. For China, the fleet is a strategic nightmare. No longer a simple regional dispute. The South China Sea dynamic is transformed. The world sees that united, smaller nations can stand up to giants. The message is clear. Actions have consequences. A new era has begun. In Beijing, the news is met with disbelief and fury. President Xi Jinping faces a direct challenge to China's dominance. For years, China counted on African neutrality. Now it feels betrayed. State media struggles to control the narrative, condemning the alliance as reckless. Behind the bluster, anxiety grows. The People's Liberation Army Navy must now account for a new, unpredictable force. Diplomatic protests and threats follow, but it's too late. The ships are already sailing. China, master of long-term strategy, has been blindsided. The dragon's roar cannot hide its surprise. The balance of power has shifted overnight. For Filipinos, the African warships spark a wave of national pride. The #SalamatAfrica trends worldwide. The Philippines is no longer a victim, it's a leader in a new coalition. This power is psychological as much as military. President Marcos Jr. seizes the moment, championing sovereignty and courage. The Philippines becomes a symbol of global resistance. With new warships and allies, it's now a middle power. Southeast Asian neighbors watch closely, inspired by this bold stand. The Philippines is holding the line for the region, no longer a pawn, it's a player. The underdog has found its roar. The world is listening. The Africa-Philippines alliance shakes the foundations of global politics. The old order, dominated by a few capitals, suddenly seems outdated. Coalitions of smaller nations can now challenge giants. China's strategy of buying loyalty meets its limits. Shared values and sovereignty prove more powerful than money. The US and its allies are both pleased and unsettled. This alliance is beyond their control. The world is becoming truly multipolar. New players are making moves without waiting for permission. Historians will mark this as a turning point. The rules of the game have changed. As the warships take position, a tense calm settles over the South China Sea. The world holds its breath. This alliance has made history, but the future is uncertain. Every move now carries risk. A single misstep could ignite a wider conflict. Will China back down or escalate? This partnership could be the spark for something far bigger. The moment is a reminder. Alliances shift. Power is never absolute. The courage of one nation can inspire the world. The stakes are higher than ever. The world is more unpredictable and more dangerous. In this new era, understanding the deeper forces at play is more important than ever.